All right, guys, I think I'm back live. So there was some internet problems, but I'm not sweating it. I'm happy to be with you. It's a great day to be alive, to live in America, not to be in a hospital bed. And we're going to be talking about while Dow keeps crashing, while Bitcoin keeps climbing up slowly but surely. And the first time in a while. Today's not the first time. A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, I posted on my Facebook where the correlation between the stock market and Bitcoin had changed in a long time, and I posted there. But it seems like gold is crashing, uh, stock market is crashing, but altcoins is crashing, but Bitcoin is slowly coming up and holding its ground, which is pretty amazing, considering that there's so many big companies getting into Bitcoin, from Visa, MasterCard, all the way to JP Morgan, all the way to FedCoin. Everyone's trying to mimic or emulate that idea, but in a centralized formation, unlike Bitcoin, because it's decentralized. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that what does it mean to be decentralized? Because we've been hard programmed, hardwired to believe in centralization versus decentralization. Uh, Decentralization means that no one, there's not a middleman. There's no one in the middle. For example, when I park my money at the bank, my money can anytime be seized, because bank era, it can be seized because someone can hack my account. It can be seized because creditors. It can be seized because whatever will the management wants, and so many other reasons it can. But in a decentralized situation, there is no middleman to hack or to uh, stop or edit or update uh, my funds or anyone else's funds, because it's decentralized. And what decentralized means is, my kid's at the park right here. What's up, sweetheart? So I'm going to talk to you guys for a second. So what a decentralized means is that no one owns it. There's not a middleman. There's not a middle central bank. There's not a middle network like Visa or MasterCard. There's not a middle party like PayPal or a banking account or whatever. There is no custodians. You're your own custodians, right? It gives you ultimate freedom. Um, Now, talking about getting hacked, a lot of stuff online has gone hacked, from people's FICO scores to their medical to their credit cards. I mean, my banking account has been hacked multiple times, for many different reasons. Okay. And so, but Bitcoin has never been hacked, right? It's never been hacked. But I'm not talking about can it be hacked or not. That's a different story. But the part about the decentralization is so important, and this is why you see on the news. You see on the news. That's why you see on the news the talking heads come out and say, for example, that Bitcoin is a scam, like JP Morgan, and that he's going to fire the people in his company that use it. And then a little bit later, we hear that JP Morgan has created a blockchain of their own on Ethereum. Then a little bit here later, we see that, they're saying that Bitcoin is going to go to $30,000, and they're all aboard now. And and a little bit later, they've created their own coin. And so this is what the talking heads are doing, behind the scenes, they're, I believe, accumulating, and they're creating their own technologies to mimic that, because they don't want to be obsolete. They don't want to lose their power and control. And that's what Bitcoin does, is empowers everyone. Okay, XRP is a scam. I've never bought it, wouldn't buy it, wouldn't touch it, dude. Right? That's in the story with that. But Bitcoin, like one great example is, XRP and Bitcoin, right? That's like the banker's coin. That empowers bankers, where Bitcoin empowers the individual, right? There's a certain amount of Bitcoin with XRP, right? There is what? Some company holds millions and millions of those shit coins, right? So I'm not even gonna talk about that. That's just like trying to fool yourself with stable coins. A lot of people like the stable coins, which is like backed by the fiat dollar. It doesn't matter if you're talking about the US, you're talking about the Swiss, and that's even more of a joke. That's kind of like holding fake paper gold versus the actual metal, right? That's even dumber than, XRP, in my opinion, versus Bitcoin debate, right? Like, I'd rather have the Bitcoin versus something that supports bankers, not even the average person. So I'm not going to get into that. Bitcoin is the play without a doubt. And as we see more and more companies come on board, like PayPal, like a company just spent, it was funny, I forgot the name of the company, micro something. I think they bought like 250 million dollars of Bitcoin, and or half a billion dollars, I can't remember exactly, but they had already netted $100 million in profit just from their purchase. And it was doing a comparison between how long it took them to come up with that liquidity cash to buy all that Bitcoin versus how much it took time to make the 100 million, and it took them so long to come up with that through business profits to make that amount of profits to buy Bitcoins. And in a matter of 2 months, I think, or something like that, they made $100 million of their investments. And we're seeing, banks are getting into it. They want to be the custodians, they want to be the middleman, and hold your crypto. And that's the thing that most people don't realize, is that you could have a custodian, or you can be, you can wear the pants yourself and be your own man, right? But so many people are engraved by giving their life energy to a bank and say, please hold my stuff safe, that many people will go with that idea. Same thing with like holding, paper gold, right? Like not holding the actual metal. None of this stuff I'm saying is financial advice, it's my personal opinions. I'm not a CPA, an attorney, or a financial consultant, or anything like that. Do what you want to do with your money. You should do what you want to do with your money. Don't listen to a guy like me or anybody else. This is what I'm doing, right? So Bitcoin's the play for me. We're seeing Dow crash month after month. And if the true fact is that we're at the end of the dollar, okay, I don't want to say this because I love America, and it's a great country, but if we don't wake up, and I don't even think there's not much we can do, we're at the end of the dollar, because everything's debt-based. Your debt is someone else's income, and it's usually the bank's income, right? Every debt that you own, you think it's an asset, but it's not your asset. It's the bank's asset. It's really not your asset. And it's an illusion that it's your asset because of manipulations in the markets that make these assets go up and down, called cycles of the economy. But throughout the middle class and the working class suffer, and the suffering has caused so much that has caused a big split of people that have a lot of stuff and people that don't have a lot of stuff where they work. For example, I saw on TV this young kid, man, right? Not on TV, on YouTube, sorry. This young kid, I don't have a TV, but this young kid, was getting evicted in Houston, Texas. And it was him and his wife and his kid, or 2 kids. And he was showing people his paycheck, that he worked, 40 hours, but he only made $300. And his rent was, who knows, like $900, $1,000, and how he couldn't make it. And that's exactly what's happening, because there's so many people working, but they can't make it
because of inflation, because of asset prices being increased because of the manipulation. As they make borrowing easier and interest rates lower, it's just cost of homes, cost of cars will increase by default, by the default programming into this equation, and most people don't realize it. That's why, for example, when I was younger in high school, I could buy a watermelon like, for 1.99. Then I grew up a little bit more. Then I could buy, two watermelons for $5, which is like 2.50 each. So it was a little bit 50 cents more, but they try to trick you. So you buy, when you get two, you pay $5. And today you're looking at the same exact watermelon for $5 to $7, depending if you want organic or if you want conventional, right? So that's a different story. So we're in a situation where, there's massive pain and suffering to so many working class and middle class, and the middle class is being fooled because some of them have these assets, like they have the 401s, or they may have their pensions, or they may have their homes, that the price, their equity is going up, not realizing that all this stuff is going up because of the manipulation, and at any time it can spiral back down, and when it does, they're going to feel poor. When they look at their retirement, it has shrunk. When they look at their real estate investments or their own personal home, it has shrunk because there's not enough buyers to pay the rental income or the equity in the home versus what the debt value is, or how much equity they had before till now has shrunk. And they're gonna realize that, hey, that credit is not money. They're gonna, that's not freedom. They're gonna realize that debt is not freedom either, because it's only credit, and debt is only freedom when the party is going, everyone's getting drunk on the booze. But once people start realizing that, hey, they're indebted billions or millions or whatever, and the cost of living, and even they tighten down, they can't make the payments, then there's going to be problems. And it's hard to understand that because the whole society is based on, for example, when I say this, majority of people are not going to listen to me, in a sense, say Mike is crazy. I don't want anyone to listen to me, but they're going to say Mike is crazy because when they went and bought a car, they probably got a loan to get the car. So and everyone else did the same exact thing, and that's why we see a Ford back in '96. You could buy a F-150 with negotiation, $12,000, $13,000 out the door. Today, the same exact F-150, you're looking at spending $40,000, right? So this inflation is killing the working class, the middle class, and it's creating massive amount of separation, which is very, very dangerous for any society. And that's why I do what I do, is to help you guys think for yourself and see stuff that's not being televised, because the media controls the thinking process, and only a few families own all the media channels. They have different names, and it's their sister companies or baby companies, and they birth through other. But end of the day, it's a small family that controls it all, and they have sold us on this dream of debtness, which everyone is in debt, and the more they have in debt, the more they feel like they're rich because of manipulation of assets, like prices of their homes are coming up, the prices of their stocks are coming up, because they don't understand it's through manipulation. But we're going to a time where the dollar is not going to be the dollar, the world reserve currency is what I'm trying to say. The petrodollar is going to break, and it's going to cause severe pain and suffering for us in America. And one of the remedies is to use our imagination and intelligence and be our dreams. That's the remedy. The remedy is not to borrow more. The remedy for me, I don't think, is to get into debt. That's why I've never had a credit card. I don't borrow from the bank. If I can't afford it, I just tighten my belt. And whatever that is, I'd rather do that and use imagination, creativity, and dig myself out of a situation versus, sticking my hand to the devil, man, and just getting into debt. Because not only is that going to kill my spirit, it's going to kill my drive, my creativity, and I'm going to be that mouse that realizes that if I go, I'm gonna get water. If I do some kind of trick, I'm gonna get a cheese. And I don't want to train myself to be like that, because in reality, the system is so complex that these people have figured out our psychological aspects that they have programmed us, and we don't even realize it. Okay, one example is that. I mean, with your kids, if you have kids, if you read them books, right, or if the toys are out there, you think about it, the first toy they give a kid is a gun, or if you read a book, they talk about sugars and, all this nasty food. It's kind of like a sickened way, because there's few companies or families that own most of this stuff. They introduce us to this nasty processed food through our kids' books. They're 1, 2, 3 years old talking about cakes and, all kinds of stuff, right? That's not good for the kids. And then they cause a disease, and eventually they're gonna sell us the vaccine or sell us the pill to fix it. Okay, they're getting paid in both directions. If you don't believe me, just realize who owns most of these companies. That they all have different names, but they're owned by just a few people. Okay, from your TV to your food to the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, but so the point of the story is that we're being trained to think that inflation is cool. We're being trained that, hey, eating junk food at, talking about donuts or cakes in a 1-year-old is a great idea, right? Um, and that processed food is good, just like processed debt. They have all kinds of processes to get us into debt. They have let me think about it, guys. They're doing cars for 8 years, 8-year loan to get a car, right? I mean, and what has that done to the consumer? Well, massive negative equities, which then they roll into a new car, right? I'm not even gonna get into that. It's causing massive amount of stress in that individual's home, which then causes divorces, because number one problem in America is 50% of people are divorced, right? And what does that do to the society? Well, it hurts the you can figure that out, guys. I mean, you see we have the most jails. You see we have the most prison system. You see the black man being locked up more than any other race. I mean, you see it's like it can go on and on. So it causes all kinds of problems, right? I mean, you used to have a situation where only one person in the family could work, and the mom and dad could stay home, like what I do with my kids. Like, mom stays home, and we live below our means. We realize that money is fake, material things are fake, and spending time with our kids and doing shit we want to do is the most important stuff. But the whole thing is baked into this software that's being breastfeeded to us from our moms right from day one, um, to compete with others, to be better than other people, to borrow, to get into debt, to and so on and so on. And it's in our music, and it's in our school systems, and to be obedient and to obey, and not to think for yourself, and all to get us prepped up to work for these big corporations that are all elite amount of people that are making all the money, and the rest are just working jobs they don't love and they don't like. And the solution is, in my opinion, not financial advice, is everyone to do what they love. If you get up every day and you do what you love, like you do what you love, and you give it all you got, not because it's a duty, not because you have a responsibility, because you do it at a token of your love. Even if there was no one there, you would do it. Then you're on the right path, right? And if everyone did the same exact thing, we would have a much better place. And I don't think people are going to realize that too. We have financial independence from the elites, and the number one way in the history of new humans, right? Because we think ancient humans were stupid, which I don't think so. There's a lot of evidence to say they were even more smarter than we were. But in the modern humanity, this is the first time where we have a separation of money from banks, brothers, big brother, and so on. We never had that ever before. The kings and the queens always produced the money for us, and the bankers always produced the money for us. And Bitcoin, anyone can mine Bitcoin, or used to be, or anyone can buy Bitcoin, and no one owns it, no one controls it. Do I know is it the best thing in the world? You know, there may be better things coming, because our that Bitcoin has opened a whole door of like, hey, wouldn't it be great to have money that no one controls? Wouldn't it be great to know what 300 Satoshis is? It doesn't matter if you're in India, if you're in Pakistan, if you're in, America, you're in Canada. When we say 300 Satoshis, what is that going to do? That's going to allow free trade, right? Because everyone can know what 300 Satoshis is versus like I have to do a currency exchange in US dollars and rupees and in your, pesos and like try to figure it all out. Meanwhile, pay all these middlemen like Western Union, Bank of America, all this money for them to take my money while I'm trying to just convert it to a different money, and then if I want to send that over there, then I got to pay so much more money. So um, I'm I'm stoked about Bitcoin. When I first learned about it, I thought it was a scam, just like everything else, But one of the main differences is that I make like everyone else. Maybe some of you guys are better than me, and I hope so. Sometimes I make, not sometimes, a lot of times I make prejudgments, right? About an investment, about a person, about whatever. But one of the difference is, I think, for me and other people is that I don't allow that prejudgment to make my whole reality. For that few seconds, I think, oh, that's a threat, or I don't like this, or this is a scam. But I'm curious, and I'm willing to investigate it, right? And through my investigation, then I'll come up with a better understanding. And a lot of times I have changed my positionings in life, right? Like when I first started in America, living out of my car out of college, I knew I was going to make money. Um, but I didn't think I could get into buying houses when I started making money without a bank. I never thought that was possible. I thought I could only pay cash or I could get into debt. Um, and then in the last crash, I realized that 2006 fourth quarter, 2007, I realized motivated sellers, and it opened a whole new door for me, which is what I share with you, gang. Uh, Motivated sellers, because with motivated sellers, they can become my bank. I can buy their homes at a deep discount. I can create all kinds of situations, which is a win for them and a win for me. And it taught me a lot about creativity and imagination. And so, going back to the story, Bitcoin is a whole different creativity and imagination compared to Dow, compared to PayPal, compared to Visa and MasterCard, compared to your local bank, compared to your central bank, compared to Big Brother, because um, no one owns it, no one markets it, no one can censor it, which is a great idea. It's a public ledger, and everyone can see what's going on there, on that ledger, and it gives everyone. The other thing is a fair chance to start, versus now at this time there's a lot of people that got a lot of Bitcoin, so that point may not probably has canceled out. But a few years ago, anyone could mine Bitcoin right through their own computer, right? If you're a believer. Uh, that said, the other reason I love Bitcoin is because it's deflationary. It's deflationary. One thing is that we're programmed to believe that we should have inflation, like inflation is a good thing. I think the other way. I think that, deflationary is much better for us, because that way we don't have to work as much and we can go do stuff that we really love besides work production, right? I mean, for example, if we love our job or our business and what we do, we should also have other loves we can do. If it's play music, if it's go ride bikes, whatever it is, and we need to have time for that. And that's why I believe that we should have a deflationary monetary system, because as humans evolve, our brains get smarter and we can create gadgets, we can create assembly lines, right? We can create machines to do these things. But unfortunately, as we have evolved in our production through farming, the price of watermelons has gone up versus going down. It should go down. When the guy was piling himself, right, and he had to use a donkey, it should probably be more expensive versus when we have an automated tractor that goes by and does it, right? Or when we have a tractor, right? Or automated. It's even a further advance in technology. However, the price keeps going up. It should go down. The price of cars should go down when we have robots making them, instead of keep going up. And the reason it doesn't go up doesn't go down is because of essential organization wanting us to be slaves. So m- my idea of, the world, if I was a king, would be in a situation where our money could not be controlled by anyone, and it wasn't a inflationary, it was a deflationary, and it would be a system that all the people in the world could understand without translation, without decoding, right? Because the closer we could get to, a language or relationship with our neighbors, across our house, across the street, across the country, across the states, across the nation, then the better we are for our kids to have a better life, right? And so this is why I like cryptocurrencies. This is why I'm in favor of Bitcoin. I used to not be. Like I said, I used to think it was a scam. Just like motivated sellers. Guys, I'm gonna start pedaling because my family just start pedaling. So let me start pedaling real quick, and we'll continue talking. Before I forget, guys, if you're interested in making money online, then you definitely need to go check out MrNoFluff.com and download the new Flip, guys. It's my system of making money online with just $100 capital. That's it. You're not gonna do anything like sell on Amazon or any of that stuff, because that stuff is slavery. You're not gonna depend on other people. One of the things I like to teach is to have freedom. And to have freedom, if you're, for example, enslaved to Fiverr, if you're enslaved to Amazon or eBay, then you're enslaved to these people, right? They can anytime change their policies and kick you out. So the important thing is to have your own metrics, your own things going. That's how I've always rolled. This is just my opinions. And that's what the new Flip is. There's a whole business in a PDF, in a box, that I've created that not only makes money today, not only is it a simple business that you can do ASAP. You don't have to learn a whole bunch of more stuff. You don't have to get a bunch of new tools or fancy stuff. You make money today, and all you need is $100 to risk. And I say risk because you can lose your $100, right? But hey, in my mind, losing $100 is so much better than starting a business and borrowing $100,000 in debt or 200, and then losing that business, right? So the new Flip is a online business that you can do right from your computer, your cell phone, your iPad, or whatever. It doesn't require significant skills. All you got to do is read the book, watch the video training, and follow the manual. Just a copy and paste job, and make money in a down economy, because it focuses on motivated sellers, right? And I've created this for my students for multiple dimensions. One is for them to see that what do I mean by motivated sellers? Once you do a deal and you put $100 in and you turn into 500 or 700, right? Or 300 or 200, it doesn't matter. You double your money in this one action, then you learn instantly what a motivated seller is. Why there's a whole market of motivated sellers. And once you're able to do this action, the new Flip, multiple times, then you really get a good grip of motivated sellers. And then if you're interested in real estate, then you learn how to basically carry over what you learned in the new Flip in real estate. Because what I teach people in the new Flip in their own online business, which they can make thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending how long they do it for, is a parallel world of real estate. Everything's the same, but it's a whole different business. But it's the same exact idea, because we're focused on finding motivated sellers, negotiating good deals with them, creating systems where you don't have to do all the work, creating imagination intelligence. And in the new Flip, I let you guys download it. All right, I let you guys download that, my whole system. And the reason I'm just basically giving it to you right now at such a big discount, right, is because I want you guys to make some money, so you know how good my stuff is. right? Usually, I would say big percentage of my customers, once they buy one thing, they come back and keep buying more. Because not because they want to buy more shit, because the shit works and they realize it instantly. They're like, holy shit, this thing is simple, and I just made 5 grand, I just made 10 grand, I just made 200, I made 300, I made whatever. And some of them just buy it and don't do nothing because they're thinking, they're too smart in their mind, thinking too much, thinking, hey, this ain't gonna work. And the same thing's gonna happen with any dream of their dreams. If they try to do real estate, if they try to do a restaurant, they're gonna think themselves, otherwise it's not gonna work. So this is why everyone that's new to real estate should do the new flip. I don't care if you have $1 million in your banking account and you're thinking about doing real estate, you should do the new flip. Because if you can't do the new flip, you surely can't do real estate. It's as simple as that, because the new flip teaches you all aspects of the real estate business, from buyers to sellers, from motivation to negotiation to sales, everything you need to know from exit to purchase, without tying up hundreds and thousands of dollars, without getting into debt hundreds of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, making a lot of money and having fun with it, because it's a very cool business. It helps people out. Anyways, that's the new flip. You can get it right now at MrNoFlip.com or MyRealEstateDojo.com. And while you're there, check out my other online courses for real estate investors, real estate agents, and anyone that wants to make money online, guys. All right, and I'm having a big old sale right now, 96.4% off. I'm basically giving all my stuff away for free for you guys, because I know people are going through hard times. A lot of my students have lost their jobs, and this is why I hate fucking jobs, right? Because you're depending on some other motherfucker, excuse my language, to provide for you, and you can do your job really good. And the reason I am saying that is because someone in my own family, someone very, very close to me, has lost her job. And, I could tell her, I told you so, because all her life I've been trying to prepare her to be an entrepreneur, but she never wanted to do it. Let me give you some examples. I used to buy books for her and write in there a $200 check. I would put everything in there besides my signature, and I would tell her, read this book, which may take her a day, and you can make $200. And she never did. And I bought multiple books with her and wrote multiple checks in there for $200 each, and she could have made thousands of dollars. At that time, I was making a lot of money, and I just wanted to groom my family member. But she never did. And I told her, look, dude, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna get out, you think you went for one degree, you're gonna come out and you're gonna have a different job and a different degree, you're gonna jump around, and then you're gonna get fired because the economy shrinks and contracts. You're better off having your own shit. And then just yesterday I was talking to her, and I learned that she had lost her job a couple of weeks back. And I thought to myself, I didn't tell her anything. See, sister, whoops. This is why I was trying to groom you for, so you didn't have to deal with this. And her and her boyfriend were telling me how hard it is to find jobs today, which I was curious, because I've never went for a job interview. And I said, what do you have to do to get a job? And they said that they have to go to like 3 or 4 interviews just to be able to get a job. Three or 4 interviews just to be able to get a job. And I thought to myself, and I said, is jobs growing? And they said no, that the jobs are not growing, and that it's shrunk, and that there's less jobs, and they want you to, for the same exact position, they want you to get paid less money. And she's not having that. And I told her, why are you not gonna have that? She said, because if I take less money, that means it's gonna put me 5 years behind of where I was today, because she's very, very smart and she got a really good job. This is when you realize that there are people losing their jobs even if they're smart, and it's usually these young kids just coming out of college. They're 3 years out of college, 4 years out of college. They're smart, they're working hard. Boom, bada beam, bada boom. they're out of work, right? Uh, and so it's not only them, even the older people, and a lot of business owners, because what people don't realize is that the unemployment rate is totally rigged. Sorry to say to you, it's totally rigged. Okay, it doesn't have all these business owners that are just bellying up. I personally know a lot of businesses that personally have gone up, and these are the ones that I personally use. Like, I literally go in there and I'm like, oh shit, they're closed down. Places that have been around for quite a while. But it's hard to make $5,000 rent, $7,000 rent, month after month when you're closed down. And that's only your rent. That doesn't include electricity, insurance, and so on. Okay. Um, so, and a lot of small businesses that didn't go under, that may have owned their businesses free and clear, are now indebted, which is, the whole game plan to get everyone into debt. So, what can you say? Gotta get this big hill real quick. Howdy. I know you guys can see her. That's Soraya right there in the trailer pulling the kids. What a beautiful day to be alive. Man, that stock market just keeps crashing and crashing and crashing. And it should, guys, it should. It's fake, bogus. I mean, for example, you are having stores closed down, but the market is going up. Hey, the market is going up while the stores are closed down. Same ticker, same business, but the market is up. The stocks are up on it. It just doesn't make sense. And it's pretty simple. Simple manipulation from the Fed in an indirect way will directly influence the stocks or any asset like real estate. And that's why we have these bubbles. Bubbles are created by these guys. That's when they had the opportunity to get super rich. But that said, it's a great day to be alive, guys, and to live in America. There's a lot of opportunities, but we have to realize the way things are. And the way things are, a few families own all this shit, and they got everyone else working while they're in their golf clubs or whatever. And instead of technology making life more easier for us, we got it now. Mommy work and daddy work, which is wrong. Honey. Hey, you wanna get some coffee? Can I treat you to coffee? Can I treat you to coffee? Can I treat you to coffee, baby? You guys went to the playground?
people. Can we wait, please?
Wait, over here.
Love you. Proud of you. You're strong, kind, patient, gentle, talented. Persevering. Gang, let me tell you that I'm proud of you guys. You guys are smart, kind, patient, powerful, intelligent. I'm gonna tell you that. We're happy for you guys being alive. Pay attention, baby. This guy's in his car. Cheer, baby. Cheer. Just want to tell you I love you. You're powerful, kind, patient, intelligent, fast, patient. Who is it? Who is it? Huh? Who is it? You like the bag? You like the bag? Up. Up. She's checking out the water, guys. I don't know if you guys can see over here.
Hello. Hi.
Howdy. Check at it, Baba. Fala, phone. Check at it, man. Aziz. Aziz, Baba. Check it. Love you. I'm proud of you. You're strong, kind, patient, gentle, powerful. You know that? You're your dreams. You can do whatever you want to do. You're so joyful and blissed. Boji, 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 boji. Boji, boji, boji. Gee. Gee. Boji, boji, boji. Gee. Boji, 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 boji. Take care.
Fala, vô. Aferin. 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 Yemine. این طرف نه، اون طرف نه، این طرف. بچه خلبو elixir. Gotta give you mommy. Coming after mommy. Bala. Bala bala. Bala bala bala. Taking those games. Want to get there? You want to get there?
Yeah, I need cookies and I have crackers. With the crackers.
Sorry, buddy. Ooh. You gotta be careful with the kids, honey. We are in the middle of the road.
Alright, we can pull up enough more over there and then talking about the park over there.
Guys, it's my kid's birthday today too.
We will go. Later, champ, later. Drink some water though. When you get inside, your lips are chapped, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, guys, we're gonna call it. I'm running out of juice. Thanks for tuning in. Wish you the very best. Don't forget to check me out at myrealestatedojo.com and check out the best products we have. And check out the best products we have online, guys. Peace.